Oh, Everett Colley say New York is watching. New York is watching.
Hey.
Betty Brown say timely motivation. Thank you, Betty. Florina Roll is tuned in. And Betty Brown is tuned in. Man, a lot of people are on our Facebook page already. So let me go with you. I saw when you would post something on social media, and I know you to be a diplomat. That's how I met you. And then I saw this thing with Cooking with Nuncy.
Yes, sir.
And I was trying to figure it out, and I saw some other things. What is Cooking with Nuncy?
So Cooking with Nuncy essentially is, it really is a service that is aimed to, really just serve the community. It's just service greater than myself.
Yes.
It is, just promoting Bahamian culture overseas. I saw that there was the lack thereof, in New York in particular, where
Really?
there wasn't spaces for us, by us. We had a space called the Bun Hut, but they've since closed. So Cooking with Nuncy is now the vehicle I use to...
Hold on, Rico. Hold on. Are you saying that as Bahamians, we didn't have a presence in New York, in the communities?
No, not like just say Jamaicans,
not like the Jamaicans and so forth.
Trinis,
No?
or people from Barbados.
Really?
If you want to find the Jamaicans, you go down to Baychester. If you want to find the Bajans and Trinis, you go down to Brooklyn.
Of course.
Nostrand Ave. But if you want to find Bahamians,
where do you go?
Question mark. Where do you go?
Really?
You find Cooking with Nuncy. That's where you go.
Interesting. I didn't realize that. Max Mersey is tuned in. Good morning. I didn't realize that. So what you're doing now is creating a centerpiece for our Bahamians in New York.
Yes, sir.
Gracie Thomas is watching. Good morning, Gracie.
Good morning.
That's a great thing that you decided to do, my brother.
Yes, sir.
So how did the cooking come about? You've always had the culinary skills?
Yes, I've always been cooking my whole life from as far back as I can remember. I used to stand on a bucket just to see in the pot with my father. Then I'd cook with my grandmother. From there, I saw the Young Chef competition on, it was the native stew.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Real long time.
Man, you going way back.
Just randomly. And I mentioned it over to my mother.
Yes.
And at the time, she had just started her hair salon, Fabulous Ronnie Beauty Salon.
Yeah, she's out on West Bay.
Yes, now it's a clinic.
Yeah, okay.
So she specializes in hair restoration. So if you have alopecia, if you're losing your hair, go to find Dr. Neely.
Are you serious?
Yes,
you come from an entrepreneurial family.
Yes, sir, most definitely.
Yes, okay.
Yes, sir.
So you were interested in cooking from way back.
Yes, sir.
And you, Vanessa Roll is in Palm Beach. She says congratulations and keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you.
You were part of the culinary teams, some of the young teams, culinary teams. Speak about that, please.
So I was on the national culinary team of the Bahamas. That was back in 2015.
Okay.
So I was able to travel with them to taste the islands.
I remember the Taste of the Caribbean.
Yes.
You were part of that?
Yes, sir. That year, we ended up being a part of the Hall of Fame. So they won the competition that year. So an amazing opportunity, an amazing experience. Learned
Call
so much.
some of the chefs' names who were part of that, the senior chefs.
So you have Chef Ron Johnson. You were Tracy Sweeting.
Tracy Sweeting. Morning, Tracy.
There's also
Morning, Tracy's mother.
There's also Marvelous Cunningham.
Marv, the great Marv.
Yeah, and Charlotte
Marv is my boy.
Yeah, she was the organizer of the team, the coordinator.
Marv is still doing big things around.
Oh, big things. Still following him. I like him.
Yeah, he's moving around.
Yeah.
I think he was somewhere the other day in the U.S. doing some.
Oh, he's in California.
California, that's right. Yes. I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marv's sister is my good friend.
Oh, nice.
Inez Cooper is tuned in. She says, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Man, this is exciting what you've been able to do as a young man. What was the impact that New York had on your life and your development? Spending time in New York, in the Big Apple.
Boy, it broadened my perspective.
City of 11 million people.
Boy, that's
11 million people.
And of 11 million people, there's no space where, I could find a group of Bahamians. And that's crazy.
It's crazy.
On, Labor Day at the, the Caribbean Day Festival on the Parkway.
Our presence were not there?
Man, that's the thing. I'd be the only Bahamian with this Bahamian flag on my back. Well, the one time that I did go was crazy to me.
No, man. I need Father Jimmy Moultrie to call me. I need Peter DeVoe Isaacs to call me.
Boy.
I need, I will call them, Errol Rappaport says, you are the future.
Hey.
Yeah.
Rappaport, I like him.
Yeah, Leoza Roberts says, good morning, Bishop. Awesome show. Great to see your guest. Awesome young man tuning in from Toronto, Canada. And she says, Marv is her dear friend.
Oh, nice.
It's a small world, hey.
Very.
But we need some of our people in New York to give us a call. People who spend time in New York. Philip Bryce, my good friend Philip Bryce, who spent time in New York, who's now in Palm Beach. Yeah. So Vanessa Rhodes said they are there, but I don't know where they are. Yeah, I would have thought we would have had a larger presence. That's just my feeling. Because, you know, Bahamians have been going to New York from that time. My sister went to New York at when she was 20. She died a couple months ago at 92.
Oh, my condolences.
She lived she moved from New York to Hartford, Connecticut, where she lived for 70 years. So there was always a bunch of Bahamians going to New York, a lot.
No, see, the thing is, Bahamians are there. However,
But they don't...
the community as a collective,
Yes.
they don't have spaces for us. To say, I'd like to find a group of Bahamians where I'm sure I'm going to run into Bahamians.
If you go this place.
Yeah, you find Cooking with Nuncy now.
That's when you'll run into them.
Yeah.
Oh, man. now, Nuncy, you also done something about Sweet Tooth. Tell me about that.
Oh, so Sweet Tooth is actually the very beginning. You know, it's the genesis of it all. So I actually studied in Italy for a little bit.
Are you serious?
Casa Alimente, yes. I did a master's degree level course on regional Italian cuisine. It was in Brescia.
Oh, that's outside.
It's like 30 minutes away from Milan.
Oh, from Milan, okay.
Yes, sir. So after coming back from Italy, I was just home and I needed a job. I actually applied to Bahama. They told me they didn't have any temp positions available. I came home, I was just whining. I'm like, woe is me, I need a job,
right,
you know?
Right.
My sister, she says, boy, you so stupid. I'm like, what you talking about? And so she actually went to Mexico. She was teaching autistic children how to speak English. Yeah. And her host family, they had a chef that would come in once a week. And she said, well, the family I was staying with, they had a chef that would come in, he would do this. You're qualified, you could do it. Why not start it? And so in that moment, I'm like, okay, well, firstly, I'm like, Bahamians ain't gonna be on that run.
Right.
Because that was my first thought.
Yes.
And so she said, well, you never know unless you try.
Yes.
And that stuck with me. And I said, you know what? Make the flyer and I can send it out.
Yes.
She made the flyer, and it was for Sweet Tooth baking class. We did it in my grandmother's kitchen. She had passed away the year before.
What was your grandmother's name, ma'am?
Her name is Esther Neely Brown.
Esther Neely Brown?
Yes.
Okay. Your Neelys are from Eleuthera, or you're not sure?
But Neely's are from Eleuthera, but I'm not too familiar. I'm familiar with my family down in Andres. That's Low Sound.
Oh, Low Sound?
Yeah,
okay.
Nicholstown, that's Flora, Boodle, Vanessa, who else, Miami Sibio, big shout outs.
Okay, that day. All right, okay. Denise Johnson says, Mr. Finlayson, you should invite his mom on the show.
Oh, please
You'll
do.
see just where the talent and personality comes from.
Yes.
Thanks,
absolutely.
Denise. Shirley Roll is tuned in. And Everett Corley says, New York City is a concrete jungle. Okay, but let's continue on. Now, we've been talking about this. How important is the community in New York, and you decided to do this, the Bahamian community in New York?
Well, it's very important. Reason being, for me, I have this passion for, just sharing my culture and my heritage. Like, whenever I travel the world, as simple as, beyond the Bahamian culture and, sound, the Caribbean sound. You'd go places you can't hear dancehall, you can't hear soca, and it do something to me. And so in places where I'm able to hear, different sounds through the Caribbean, I want to hear my sound, something that I could recognize and, relate with. Because I want to feel at home in a place that's so foreign, just like what Mr. Corley said, it really is a concrete jungle, So after speaking with other Bahamians, everyone's asking the same questions. Where could I find Bahamian food?
Wow.
Where could I hear Bahamian music?
Wow.
And I figured, shucks, why wait and just do?
You created
that's what
it.
I did. I created it.
Yes.
I looked around, saw my resources, that being myself at the time. Might not always have as much money, but I may do what I have.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, because, a lot of times people who want to become entrepreneurs, they wait till they believe everything is right, and everything will never be right.
Never, ever.
So they will wait forever.
Exactly.
There's always something going on. It's never when everything is just right. But so you now, with your cooking with Nuncy, will become the place that Bahamians congregate and convene to. Or when persons want something Bahamian, they know where to go.
Yes, sir. So with Cooking with Nuncy, with Taste the Islands, because Cooking with Nuncy is, you can see it as the umbrella company. Right?
Okay.
The umbrella brand.
Yes.
So with Taste the Islands, which was the first of all of these other projects that came from it in New York in particular, I just wanted a space where I'm able to, just uplift people in, my generation in particular. So I would find people like Mikey 242, DJ K9, from Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Okay.
Whereas they're able to have a platform to share their music, share their talents and their skills. And also,
they're resident in New York? Or they come back and forth?
Oh, no, they're based in New York currently.
Oh, good
Yes,
good
sir.
stuff. Wow.
So I look for other Bahamians who are on the music scene, any creative, and I'm like, let's find a way to collaborate. Let's find a way to put a spotlight onto you.
Yes.
So that's the purpose of Taste Islands, as well as, being able to share my cuisine, still be able to be seen as a chef. Because for a long time, people only saw me as a model in New York, and I'm like, I am more than a model. I am a chef first, everything else second.
So let me ask you a question. You got some of your modeling skills from one Sherry Johnson Deal?
Man, she taught me a few things. Gotta give it to her.
Yeah, you have to give a shout out to Sherry.
Big shout out to Miss Johnson Deal.
Miss Johnson Deal was at the excuse me, at the New York office, the consulate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she's back here now, eh? Mm-hmm. Jasmine Bain says, good morning to Chef Neely. Continue to shine as Bahamians wherever you go. As Bahamian. This is Chef Jasmine Bain.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, yes, Jasmine. Thank you for the comment. Yeah, let's continue on, my brother. You're making a lot of sense here today. Where did the concept, all this concept come from for you?
Well, really in New York, it was a struggle at first.
Yes.
Because it's not the hosting events in New York is not the same as hosting events in the Bahamas.
Tell us about it, please. Yes.
And particularly in New York, I would try to host Cooking with Nuncy events, which was the original, which came from Sweet 2. Because after hosting the Sweet 2 baking class,
yes,
I received an overwhelming amount of love.
Wow.
And so from 12 students, it grew to 25 students, to 35 students at Anatole Rogers' Kitchen.
You serious?
And yes, I wanted to replicate the concept. I'm like, okay, this works. Let me do it again over here.
Wow.
It's not as easy. I'm like looking at locations. The people are telling me that I have to bring in, my own waters. Like I have to bring in everything. And at that time, it's like, I could figure it out, but I just didn't know how to do it. And I didn't have the resources. So I was trying to figure different ways I could, do pretty much the exact same thing, which is at its core just share my love for cooking and the same feeling I felt growing up with my grandmother in the kitchen.
Yes, yes.
When I'd be helping her cut the onions and standing beside her when she'd be seasoning the fish.
Right.
So I actually went to this event with with my dearest friend, Boy Cordero. He'd curate spaces, throughout New York.
Throughout New York.
Yes, and I actually went to one of his, I guess you would call it an event, really wasn't that, it's like a dinner. And through conversation, I was speaking with another chef, and he mentioned that he would host dinner tastings at his house. And so I had this nice apartment. I'm like, okay, I don't bring people over, so why not?
Yeah, right.
So we had that conversation that Monday, that Wednesday, at my first private dinner tasting at my apartment. It was about 10 people. I did it for about a month.
Wow.
And I realized, okay, 1, this works. 2, people, well, isn't a surprise, but people like my food. Right?
Awesome.
And after about a month, I'm like, okay, where do we go from here? There has to be growth. So that's where Taste Islands comes from. And then I was in Brooklyn at Basquiat's Bottle. I moved over to Room 623, which is a speakeasy in Harlem. And then I moved over to Alvin and Friends, which is down in New Rochelle. And New Rochelle in particular, because I know that the public scholars, they send a lot of Bahamians there every year. So I'm like, okay, let me go where I'm sure the Bahamians are at. So for me, this entire journey has been, okay, where are the Bahamians? Let me find the Bahamians.
Wow.
And, things would just come from that. And, just being visible.
Yes.
To find opportunity, be present for that.
Good stuff. We have a couple of comments on our official Facebook page, Rico. Betty Ramsey says, good morning, Mr. Finlayson and your guest. Rico is very talented young man. Rico is my godson. His mom, Fabulous Ronnie, is my goddaughter.
Yes.
Rico, I'm very proud of you. And Janet Grant says, good morning, Mr. Finlayson. Awesome show. Watching from Gainesville, Florida. Thank you, Janet, over at Gainesville. You know, I competed at the University of Florida in Gainesville, 1973, 100 years ago, it seems. 50 years, though. It's a small world. But, Rico, you've obviously done well. And who were some of your early influences besides your grandmother?
Early influences?
Yeah, growing up here in the Bahamas.
Honestly, the people in my house, that being my mother, my father,
Good stuff.
my sister. Like my mother, when she first started a hair salon,
Yes.
I remember it started off as a small room, and it was me, her, my sister, and I don't remember who the other person was, but we'd go door to door, passing out the flyers. She's
Really?
like, hello,
Okay.
I'm starting a salon. She specialized in weaves, and I don't know how much every piece, 21 pieces.
Yes,
whatever
yes,
that
yes.
is. And then my father, he has a soft wash company, Tough Stuff 242, and he create decks. He'd go to different businesses and
Okay,
pitch
so
it to them.
you saw it real up close.
Yes. And
Yeah,
even-
the entrepreneurial skills.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
that's very good. What's next for you in terms of New York and well, in terms of cooking with Nuncy?
Well,
What's
cooking
the-
with Nuncy will always be in New York, firstly. Our
Okay.
next event is actually going to be on the 30th of September. It's a party in the backyard theme
Where's this
event.
gonna-
It's going to be over in Brooklyn, so...
Oh, you're going to do it over in Brooklyn?
Yes, sir, over in Brooklyn, big lit vibes. But as far as Nassau, I'm actually hosting, again, the Rake and Scrape Island Mixers. There's going to be a Drifters out Arawaki. And then we're also hosting Bahamian Thursdays at Blue Jays. So look for Fabulous Ronnie Hair Restoration Clinic.
Wow.
You go through the alleyway at the end, right
Yes.
next to it. Blue Jays is all the way at the end. Real nice.
Another two comments on Facebook. Nadia Lester says, good morning, Mr. Finlayson. And I'm Nadia speaking from New York. And I had the opportunity to meet Rico Nuncy in my modeling appointment. And he made such an amazing impression on me because he is a very passionate person who cares about what he loves and a very amazing person. Really hope to have the opportunity to work with him in the future. Great love. Wow.
I appreciate
All
that.
the way
Thank
from
you.
New York.
Thank you.
And Stacey Ann Pinder is watching from Miami, Florida. 242 all the way.
All the way.
Yeah, you're bringing out all the Bahamians all over the U.S. and over the world. What drives you at such a young age? What keeps you in the game? What keeps you going? Because I know it's not been easy every step of the way. What keeps you in the game when you have a setback, a disappointment, a failure? What keeps you going, Rico?
When I was younger, crazy story, I actually wanted to be a pastor when I was young. I was a child
Okay.
pastor in particular.
Really?
And I don't know, I just had like this.
That's not too crazy.
I had this, I don't know.
Kashikin wanted to be a pastor too, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Kashikin Jamal, my producer, I believe he wanted to be a pastor. My good producer and good friend.
I love that.
Yeah.
But I just had this firm belief that I could just do whatever I put my mind to, and the only person that could stop me is me. And even the quote that you said is something that I live by. If there's no enemy within, the
enemy on the outside
could do you no harm.
That's right.
And actually during COVID, the peak of COVID, I was in New York. I was in an apartment by myself in the Bronx, and I'm like, okay, what is it that I want to do? And I just started just going crazy with my ideas. I always wanted to publish a book. So
Yes.
I went on Google, I figured out how to do it. So I self-published my first book, which is a collection of poetry.
Awesome.
And from that, I then went skydiving. And it was just
You
like
skydive?
Yes, sir. So it was just like a series of just like random stuff.
That's
that
on
I
my
honestly-
bucket list.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you should try it. It's real good. It's real fun.
I'm supposed to do it in New York. And then I put it off to Houston. Houston didn't do it. Then I said I'll do it in Atlanta. I did all the research, but I chickened out again.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so I built up the nerve one day to do it. I don't want to jump out in those interior places.
Yes, sir.
You know, the ones inside? I want to go outside and do a real sky jump.
Oh,
Skydive.
There's places in Dubai and Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii to skydive, though.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
More for the views. You got to think about the views.
Yeah, definitely. Roscoe Thompson, thank you, Roscoe. He said that, catch again, he said our sound is coming in and out. He's watching from Abaco. And Abigail McIntosh says, good morning, Rico, Mr. Finlayson. I worked with Rico, a nice young man. Congratulations, Rico.
It was Macintosh.
Yeah, Abby, you got Abigail. online. You got all these people out here checking you out. But how were you able to make it in New York? There's a saying, if you could make it in New York, you could make it anywhere in the world.
Ain't that something?
That's the saying. If you could make it in New York, you could make it anywhere in the world. How were you able to make it in New York, Rico Neely? Is that strong Andros roots?
Boy, I think it's...
North Andros?
It's that, and again, just my belief that, again, there's no enemy within, the enemy inside could do you no harm. If you want to do something, you do it. You don't let nobody stop you. And who is it? I think it was Christiana who said this. She said, if you go to someone and they tell you no, you just ask the wrong person.
Exactly.
Find someone else. And
who will say yes?
But this is the thing. You don't need an outside body to tell you yes.
No.
Your yes is the only yes that matters.
Oh, preach it, my brother.
Exactly. So
preach
if you need something and you want something, you find a way to get it done.
Exactly.
And so that's just what I've been doing this entire time in New York. And that's what I've been preaching to everyone around me. Like, do not let anyone limit you.
Yes.
Put you in a box, project their failures and their fears onto you. We are limitless creatures. You know, we're able to create our heaven on earth. I refuse to have to die to see heaven.
Yes.
I refuse.
Right.
So if I am in a space and I'm passionate about, Bahamian culture, Bahamian heritage, cooking, I am going to, share it in ways that, one, excite me and serve the community, because I believe that my purpose here on this earth really is just to serve the greater good. And so I do it through
good stuff.
Sharing my culture.
Good stuff. Everett Colley said the sound is good now. Stacey Ann Bennett said, that's right, come on now. You're preaching here today. Ardell Branch is watching us from Grand Turk. Now, when we did, and Cachican would remember this, and Tanaj Fraser, our engineer, would remember when we did the show in Houston, immediate response. Cachican, you remember this? There was a young Bahamian chef named Ancilio Solomon. And he says he makes the best boiled fish ever. What's your claim to fame? Can you make boiled fish better than Ancilio Solomon in Houston?
Well, my thing, something that's, I guess, original to me would be I have a fire engine taco, which is a reconstructed fire engine. So I serve it at my Taste the Islands event.
Interesting.
Yeah, so very creative. And also, it's not, I guess, original. I just bring back a old classic, which is chicken in the bag. So
you bring chicken in the bag back?
Yeah, so when you come to my events, you get chicken in the bag, literally.
Really?
Literally.
In New York?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome. All right, a couple of comments before we go to our break. Leotha Roberts says, amen. Roscoe Thompson, my good brother, the third, it says, great advice, such a well-voiced young man. Keep your head high. Awesome show this morning. And I call him Young Roscoe. He's an Abaco. Wendy Pritchard Wong says, good morning, Brother Spence, and your inspiring guests. Great show today. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Rico, you're doing an amazing job. We're going to go to our break, but when we come back, we'll continue our discussion. Everett Colley wants to know what's your next 5 to 10 year plan. We'll take that up on the next side. Don't touch your dial. We're coming right back. Rico Neely from New York is my guest.
With the help of our authorized
Step 1, from $1
to get
of the Latin coffee or mix or yellow one
service and of usually lots of community.
I'm having a wonderful conversation with Bahamian out of New York, Rico Neely. But this is the time for our shout-outs and announcements, proudly sponsored by Bahamas Retina and Eye Care Service in Sandyport, where Dr. Dawn Russell Hermans is. Shout out to Smalls, Arnold Wilson, Major, Robert Corley, Smith, Denise Peterson, Fraser, John Okanavache. If you see J.C. Elaine and I and the talent,
yes,
that question.
As cooking when Nuncy is related, just continuing what we're doing now, but just taking it up a notch every step of the way.
Good stuff, man.
Taste the Islands. I see it being able to sit in the same rooms as the creators of events like Coachella. And
Coachella,
BRT
yeah, Coachella is big, eh?
Yeah, and BRT
That's big.
Weekend. It is very big.
Yeah, my daughter introduced me to that. I never even heard about it.
Oh, yeah.
And she told me she was going out to California to Coachella. I had to do some research on that. Yeah, it's big-time stuff. They want to know, when is your next event?
Well, my next event is actually this Friday at Drifters at the Fry. So it's
at the Fry,
Awaki.
okay.
It's $35. You get 2 drinks and an appetizer. So it's a prefix menu. We have a drink called the Nuncy, which is a pineapple margarita.
Oh, wow.
We have a sky juice, and then we have an order of conch fritters.
Sky juice. Is the sky juice leaded or unleaded?
Well, both. However you'd like it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fab Ronnie said, that's my one good son.
Yeah, that's Dr. Neely right there.
That's Dr. Neely now. Fabulous Dr. Neely. Rika Neely says, boy, you look great. You sharp. Who ironed that suit? Yes, sister,
Boy.
putting you on blast this morning. Yeah, Rika, you next. I need to see you. All right. Now, let me ask you this. You've lived in New York. What have you seen as the major difference between, you talk about the Caribbean diaspora and the Caribbean people, us, the Bahamians, and the rest of the Caribbean people up there in New York? What have you noticed that's different?
That's a good question.
Yeah, what have you noticed that's different among us as people? You know, people like to lump us all together.
They do.
Yeah, as Caribbean people or the islands people from the islands, man, but be a little different. Go ahead.
Yes. Firstly, the Caribbean has a very interesting offering, that we bring to the world at large. We are similar in a lot of ways, but, as far as Bahamians and the Bahamian Diaspora, how we're able to set ourselves aside from everyone else is, we have I would say we have like a calm nature to us.
Yeah, yes, that's right.
The way that we go about, celebrating our culture, and the way that we're just so proud, no matter where you are, no matter where you are in the world, even if you've never been to the Bahamas, but you come from Bahamian heritage, Bahamian people.
Yes.
It's just like, just that proud nature that we're able to, offer and just showcase. You can't ignore that part of us.
Right.
Other things, we are very, what's the word? There's a particular word. I'm not even sure if this is the right word, but one of the individuals who would come to my events, they would say we're very jubilant people. That's the word they'd use.
They call us jubilant people.
Yeah, so even like with John Canoe, being able to bring that over to New York as well, the way that, other people are able to receive it, because that is something that is very unique to the Bahamas, as well as, our love for conch in particular.
Yes.
That's what everyone knows us for.
Right.
But at large, I just love that, and my hope, and to answer even the 5 to 10 year question even further, is for the Bahamas and, the Bahamians to really be able to have a larger and a louder voice within, the marketplace. So something that I've done and I'm currently working on. I actually hosted a meeting with the CARICOM Consular Corps in New York. So all of the so all of the leaders for every Caribbean state represented in New York. So we're able to discuss and share thoughts, and I'm able to, just be a voice piece for the Bahamas and our Bahamian people. Because that's what we need.
Good stuff, my brother. Melanie Samuda said, good morning. She's tuned in. And Rika Neely says, I agree. Bahamians are more hospitable when compared to New York. Bahamians are welcoming and ambition-based, innovative.
Yes.
Somebody said something else and I missed it. Tiffany Mortimer is tuned in. Leota Roberts says, I'm so proud to be a Bahamian. Now, what did we do in New York for independence? You were there.
Yes.
How was our independence celebrations in New York?
Oh, it was real nice.
Yeah,
so
I know there was John Quell Jones and Rick Fox there. And then we had you go ahead and share it.
Well, that Friday, there was the flag raising over at the Denny Toucat State Park.
Yeah, I've been to that park.
Yes, it's real nice.
Yeah, that's where the Bahamian American Association had the event that I was honored at. It's a very nice park.
It is a very nice park. They had a John Canoe Rush show, the National Choir.
The Valley Boys?
Well, they had a version of the Valley Boys, but it was good for real. As well as the National Youth Choir, which was
National
amazing.
Youth Choir, yeah. Dexter Fernando and them. Yes. They did a great job, eh?
Yes, an amazing job. Also, that Saturday was the lighting of the Empire State. which was a big deal, especially for us Bahamian people.
That's a big deal.
A big deal.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah, so John Cole Jones was there.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and then that Sunday was the church service.
Yeah, and where was the church service held?
I don't remember the name of the church.
Yeah, it's a Baptist church, eh?
I believe it's non-denominational.
Non-denominational?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because there was a Bahamian who Father Campbell did the service in Toronto. Yeah, and for the Bahamians up there.
Nice.
For the independence. I don't know who did it. Someone wants to know, are both of your parents entrepreneurs?
Yes, man. Everybody under my roof is an entrepreneur. Me, my mommy, my daddy, my sister. Shucks, my baby sister Sky. She ain't old enough yet, but she's an entrepreneur too.
But Rika learned a lot from you.
Pardon me?
Rika learned a lot from you.
We actually learned a lot from each other. Like back in primary school.
What primary school did you go to?
I went to Thelma Gibson Primary School.
Thelma Gibson.
Big shout outs to Lizzie.
Yeah, Lizzie. Yeah.
You know, we would sell, correction, I started selling marbles.
Really?
Because I was the only person selling the marbles. I could charge pretty much anything. So I'd sell the guppies for $1, which is an overcharge. It's fine though.
Right.
Guppies for $1, and I'd sell the smaller marbles for like 50 cents and... Yeah, for 50 cents.
You were entrepreneurial from the beginning.
But then my sister came in as my competition. She'd sell her guppies for 50 cents.
Rika.
Yeah,
Rika carrying on like that, man.
She'd sell her guppies for 50 cents and the smaller marbles for 25 cents, so she was stealing my business. So what we decided to do was just join forces. You know, can't beat them, join them. So,
right.
So we did.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah, so you have obviously done well as a young man. We have a lot of young people today. Not a lot, but there's some young men, particularly in this country, who are falling by the wayside. Every time you turn on the news, there's some event that they're involved in, criminal activity, murder, shootings, robberies, stuff like that. What advice can you give to our Bahamian young men here today, my brother?
You know, advice I would give would really just be advice I'd give to myself.
Yes.
Which is, you know, just find ways to occupy yourself in, you know, that are, I guess, constructive. Sometimes we're in environments that might not be as receptive and, you know, encouraging. And that is something that, you know, everyone has to deal with one way or another. So it's really just finding safe spaces for you, whether it be literally leaving your community one day out of the week or going to a library or just finding your tribe, finding a group of people that share the same values as you, something that I guess might not be as popular. So if you like to write poetry and the people that you're around, they see that as something that is soft.
Right.
Find people who have, you know, that values and respect it.
Yes, sir.
Because no, it's not a soft thing. There's no such thing as, oh, this is soft.
Right,
you know what I mean? It's something you're passionate about.
Exactly.
So just explore that and, you know, just do things that satisfy you, because ultimately time is going to go by, you know, and the same people that are projecting their insecurities and their fears and their failures onto you, whether it be your parents or your peers or your teachers even, crazy, you know, you're going to grow older and then you're going to look back and say, wow, I wish I had done it when I was younger. So just take that first step. Real talk. Don't worry about what people I'm saying about you. They can always talk.
Yes.
You know, dog bark at pot. What is it? Dog don't bark at pot.
No, it don't. Good old Dylan.
So people could talk. Let them talk.
Dylan McKenzie, downtown Barataria. No, they don't. That's right. Now, you seem to have your head on, right? As a young man, how were you able to adjust to the big city of New York when you first went up there to work?
My faith in God.
Your faith, eh?
My faith in God.
Yeah.
That's really what it boiled down to. I swear to God.
Yes, sir.
Only God. And then too, you know, I have to commend the Bahamian government at large, you know, because the reason why I was even able to go to New York, firstly, is because of public scholars. So I went on a full scholarship offered by the Bahamian government. And then furthermore, you know, the assistance, even after I graduated college.
Right.
And, you know, with the Bahamas consulate, and even further, like, honestly, even now with the Bahamian people. So, one, home base. Two, my faith in God. And, you know, in days where I would, you know, battle depression sometimes, or like, oh my God, I feel like I'm doing all of this and nothing is happening, nothing is breakthrough.
What kept you going, Rico?
You know, my belief that if there's no enemy within there, it's like, you know, I'm like, this is what I want. No, it might not be where I want to be. I had to tell myself, well, I had to learn to enjoy the journey. Because I've heard a lot of times from a lot of people that once you get to, I guess, the destination, wherever that be,
you wonder what it was all about.
And then you're going to say, wow, I wish I enjoyed the journey. So I just take it one step at a time.
Yeah, because there's joy in the journey. There's joy in the journey. Right, Roscoe? Young Roscoe?
Yes.
Eva says, praise the Lord. Eva Baines tuned in. Tiffany Mortimer said, that's right, Rico, only God. And they're all proud of you. They're all so proud of you and what you've been able to do. We still have a few minutes left, my brother. You know, you want to share anything else that I may not have asked just then?
Well, let me just remind the people that I'm pop out.
Yeah.
This Friday at the Fish Fry, Drifters at the Fry, it's $35 the prefix. You're going to get 2 drinks and 1 appetizer. It's rake and scrape theme. So, you know, enjoy your Bahamian culture. You're able to share, connect, network. And you're able to meet me. I love to meet all of you. Seriously. And then also look out for the flyers coming up for Bahamian Thursdays, which are going to be at Blue Jays. Again, it's an after-work mixer. So, you know, after you finish, you know, a long, stressful day, relax, unwind, chill, you know, laugh. You know, laughter is medicine to the soul. We
Definitely.
love it. Yes, sir. And thank you so much again for having me on the show.
Oh,
I really
man.
do appreciate it, for real.
You impressed me from day one in New York. You know, and you came on so confident as a young man in the Big Apple. I mean, the biggest apple of all. 11 million people.
Boy.
And you were so confident and so sure of yourself, you know. Carolyn Dorset says, excellent, Rico. Stephanie Harvey, all God. Rosemary McIntosh, proud of you. And Florine Newstar Davis says, yes. Roshan Wallace is be encouraged. Excellent. And these are all people on our official Facebook page. Now, and they want you to continue to excel. You know, a lot of times we listen to the voices of others. And sometimes because we're looking for approval outside. But you've found the success that works for you. Let me just read this. Arthur Johnson says, good morning, Mr. Spence. Awesome guest as always. Awesome for all Bahamian young and old. Prime example of the talented that we have as Bahamians. Thank you, Brother Arthur. Shout out to Tough Stuff.
Yes, biggest shout outs to Tough Stuff 242. That's my father's company.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Everett Colley said, what do you love to cook?
What I love to cook? Well, I love to cook anything that's Bahamian. But
you do good peas and rice?
Oh, peas
and
rice,
you don't touch it anymore?
Macaroni.
Or you do rice and peas, as the Americans say?
No. That's something completely different. Trust.
As the Americans say, the other people say rice and peas.
Listen, but stay corrected now. It's not the same.
But you do a mean peas and rice.
Yes, sir.
As Brother Colley asked, what do you love to cook?
Honestly, just anything Bahamian. My favorite, I guess, Bahamian dish to make.
Yes.
Very simply, I like chicken, sauce, and Johnny bread.
You joking? And you do your own bread too?
Yes, sir.
You bake your own bread?
Yes, sir. Actually, when I was younger, my very first business, my father and my mother, they opened this company, Nuncy's Delight. It was a food truck. It was a bright orange food truck.
Okay.
And I'd make the sauce. It'd be sheepdog sauce, chicken sauce, and I'd do all the Johnny bread for it. I'd get up early in the morning with my father. We'd be prepping before I'd go to school. So always been involved in this, but Bahamian food, I love it, but chicken sauce, that's my go-to. I'll eat that every day.
Yeah, you go get your go-to. Florine said you're the best chef ever. That's Florine Newstar Davis.
Yes.
Yeah, she said you're the best chef ever, man. Let's continue on, my brother. So I know you have additional plans, but you in the moment now you're excelling with this. How were you received initially in New York when you started the Nuncy thing, the cooking stuff?
Well, received very well, actually.
That's good.
Reason being, again, we don't have spaces for us, by us. And here it is. I have a space where you not only could come and get authentic Bahamian.
Authentic is the word.
Yes,
authentic Bahamian.
Because I won't call names, but there's certain places, you know, they they promote themselves as selling, Bahamian cuisine, but it's not Bahamian.
It's not Bahamian?
Mm-mm. No.
What is it like, Rico?
Mine just said, But as far as let's take a cooking with Nuncy, it takes the islands. You would come in, you get an authentic Bahamian experience. You hear authentic accents because you get real Bahamians, real Bahamian foods.
Yes.
You have actual Junkanoo rushes in a place that's so foreign,
Yes.
and you're able to experience something that perhaps you haven't experienced in years, decades even, for some people their entire life.
So let me understand this. April Hannah says blessings to all. Cheyenne Burroughs Pratt says she's so proud of you. Congratulations. Joyce Penders, I am so proud of you. And Monique says, yes, he makes them all. Now, as a Bahamian in New York, I'm there for a while. I want to taste something Bahamian. Besides your place, where do I go?
That's a good question. Where do you go?
Where do you go?
I guess you find you another Bahamian, you connect with them, they'll cook you something Bahamian. But as far as on a commercial level,
yeah, there's nothing on a commercial level.
At least none that I know of. I know there was the Bun Hut. They were in, I believe, NoHo, which is like near the Soho area.
Yes.
But they've since moved. They're down in, I believe, South Carolina now.
They moved to South Carolina?
Yes. Or North Carolina, one or the other.
Okay. Josephine Aaron says she loved this show. Thank you, Josephine. Josephine Hudson. Lakeisha writes a pure awesomeness. And this is very interesting. When we did the show in Atlanta, immediate response, we were able to connect with a Bahamian restaurant where we did the show live from for 3 days called Conch Heaven.
Oh, I've heard about them, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Owned by a Bahamian, Miss Hannah, originally from Hannah Hill, 8 Mile Rock in Grand Bahama. And we were there for 3 days, and it was amazing seeing the people come in for conch and fish and all the Bahamian goodies.
Yes.
It was just amazing to see that. But New York had me a little baffled. I didn't know where to go.
Exactly.
There, I didn't know where to go if you really wanted something Bahamian. But I congratulate you for continuing to press on and to share our culture. And the area that you decided to work in the space you decided to work in.
Yes, sir.
And you're still doing your poetry and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I actually have a company called Be Publish where I help people self-publish on
Man, are you serious?
Amazon, yes.
Well, this entrepreneurial family you came from really is working.
Yes, sir. But even more, I'm here to serve, the greater good. I'm here for the people. So, if there's anything creative that...
Right.
Anyone would like to do, just reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. You could send me over an email. Trust us, collaborate. Let's find ways to, the fusion of the minds. Let's call it that,
Yes.
Because that's the only way we're able to grow as a nation.
Man, this is awesome.
As an individual collective.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is awesome, brother. Teresita Ferguson said, "Oh, Rico, so proud of you. I was friend with both your Grammys who are no longer with us. Can anything good come out of Lizzie? Come and see." Victoria Ambrose says, "Awesome show. Watch you every day." Thank you, Victoria. And Fab Ronnie says, "Rico take after his father. They both love the kitchen. Rico taught him how to cook and flew him into Italy to advance his skills."
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yes, sir. And that was an amazing experience in Italy, too.
I can imagine.
Yes. Can't wait to do it again.
You're going to do it again?
Most definitely.
Oh, man. This is your parents are serious people.
Very serious people.
Congratulations to them. Yeah, and yet your father got that android in him, I'm asking.
My mother has that android.
Oh, the mother have that android. Okay, I'm just, just asking. All right, we have a few minutes left, my brother, and this has been an awesome show. Stephanie Harvey says congratulations. Leave some words that God has laid on your heart for your country, your home, even though you've been out for a while and you're going to be leaving again
pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
Yes.
So leave something with us this morning, sir, please.
I guess...
Oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, go ahead. I just got a note from President Mary Sweeting from the Bahamian American Association in New York. She was on the same show with you.
Yes, yes.
And
I'm
her
very
daughter's
familiar
the
with Miss
judge.
Sweden. She actually came out to my, I hosted a pop-up.
And she came out?
Yes, I hosted a pop-up in New York for Independence Day. I planned it in literally like 6 hours.
Wow.
And that was like a shocker to me, even the turnout, the people.
You had a good turnout?
Yeah, I had
in
a
New York.
photographer, my bartenders, we had the Bahamian people, Bahamian music. It was a nice vibe. So big shout out to you, Miss Sweden.
Yeah, morning. Wow. And her daughter, that's Daria, my good cousin, sending me a shout out also. You remember her?
Yes, Miss Roll.
Miss Roll,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Davy Roll's daughter.
She was at one of my events as well.
She was at one of your events?
All of them.
Ooh,
For real,
man,
my
that's
places
good
is-
support.
Yes,
That is
my
good.
places are the places to be.
That is good
Trust.
support. That is awesome support. Okay, I was just thought there was another text here, but everybody is tuned into you. Florian say, if you're ever in New York and need a private chef, book Cooking with Nuncy.
Sure.
You won't be disappointed.
Yes, I actually cooked for her and her girlfriends one time as well.
Oh, really?
Very satisfied, yes.
Oh, man.
Amazing
You,
experience.
yeah?
Yes.
You're a busy man, so you're also hired out as a cook, as
Yes,
a chef.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, celebrity chef.
Oh, let's call it that.
All right, we have 2 minutes left. I give it to you, sir. It's been a great show.
All right, so what I would say is, just follow your dreams, do what you want to do. Don't let nobody stop you from, being the best version of yourself. Although people might not see the finished product, you know what it is that you want to do and you know where you want to go. So just do what you need to do to be who you need to be, to meet who you need to meet, and, live your best life always. Finally, I'd just like to give a shout out to, again, my father with Tough Stuff 242, professional pressure washing and commercial stone repairing, Ricus Academy built on excellence through learning, located on Shirley Street, and her contact is 456-5963. Give her a call.
That's your sister.
Yes, and also Miss Strawn. She's actually one of the teachers at the academy.
Awesome.
Shouting her out for her loyalty and great work. I love Miss Strawn, as well as Dominic Hanna from Fine Foods 242, and my mother agent, which is Famous Talent Management and Dancho Models based in New York. Amazing people. If you like to be associated with them, find me and I'll get you connected. As well as the Bahamas Consulate General in New York for all of the things that they're doing there. There's Kim DeVoe with woodwork and exotic crafts.
Kim is my good friend.
And then finally we have O'Kalan Prince, better known as Papa Chops, Kelly's husband, you know who you are. As well as Blue Jays.
Good stuff. Mary said that she's watching us from New York now. Mary Sweeting.
Yes, yes.
She's so excited. Thank you so much. And Maria, my last comment, Maria, my good friend Bootle, says, shout out to my nephew Rico Neely.
Yes, yes.
I didn't know that. Some may know him as Chef Runcie. Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yes, man. Shanita, love her to death.
Yeah, I know. That's my good friend. Leotha Roberts says, wow, I'm lost for words. Rico, Nuncy, Neely, amazing. Please visit Canada. Wherever you land, I and every Bahamian here will come to eat your food.
Oh, yeah?
I will personally reach out to the Bahamian Council General here.
Please do, please do.
Thank you, Leotha. Thank you so much. Our time is up now, but I wish you continued success and much blessings from God.
Thank you, and likewise.
God bless you, Rico.
God bless you as well.
Thank you. We're going to go to a break, but when we come back, another young, dynamic individual is coming up. She is from Montego Church.